So for current pairs, on the other hand, like I was saying, we are going to be focusing more on mini future contracts. We have our Nasdaq, we have S&P 50, we have our Dow Jones. And then on currencies, we have our dollar index, we have our gold, and then we have Euro USD. Primarily, these are the things that I will be focusing on. So if I'm going to take a trade, because whatever I'm going to do with one of these three, it's going to apply to all of them. If I'm going to take a trade, definitely going to be either S&P 500 or Nasdaq. Then our analysis correlation between dollar index and USD pairs, preferably Euro USD. Gold, it's controlled by events. I think Panache is here. You were complaining about us not focusing on gold. The primary reason is I'm an ICT trader, and from what I have learned and how I implement my concepts, I don't want to appear that is heavily that relies on events, because some of the levels or some of the zones might not be respected the way I want them to be respected. Because the approach that I use these days, I enter my trades on 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes maximum. But all the same, our analysis, let's start with Nasdaq. What is Nasdaq doing? From Nasdaq, we have, I think this is actually all-time high. Yeah, it is all-time high. So the question is, price has been pushing to the upside for a very long time. Does that mean that price is about to reverse? Understood. Yes, Mijaya. Yes, yes. So does that mean that we are just going to see price reversing? We don't know. Let's look for facts. So let's zoom in. We zoom in, move to our weekly time frame. So from our weekly time frame, this is our first point of reference. What do we have? I just hope this is visible to everyone. So the first argument is we are trying to build our narrative right here. So the first thing we want to see context. What do we have? We have this weekly, previous week high. Right there, we have previous week low. From a previous week high and low, we have this nice old high right there. And we have a fair value gap. So the first rule of interpreting price when it comes to ICT is understanding why is the market making this movement, like pushing to the upside, doing these pullbacks, everything. Price is always trying to move from premium to discount and discount to premium. But as it is alternating between those two zones, it is two jobs that is trying to accomplish. The first one is trying to rebalance price from whatever inefficiencies or imbalances that could have been created in the market, or to raid old highs, old lows, which is drawn liquidity. So in this case, we have a fair value gap, which is a strong reversing area for our market to push to the upside. But this fair value gap is quite huge. So how do we deal with it? We want to see where there is consequent encroachment. So our 50% level would be around this level right there. So what I want to see, oh Jesus, do we remove this one? Yeah. So what I want to see here is price filling or rebalancing this fair value gap up to the 50% level, consequent encroachment. So if we are going to have price do something like this up to this level, then you start pushing to the upside. This is ideally what I want to see. So for now, I would say I'm looking for shorting opportunities on this pair, not based on candlestick anatomies, but based on the narrative that we've built that we want price to claim this drawn liquidity, then it pushes to the upside. At the same time, it's rebalancing price, then it continues to push to the upside. So I would look for selling opportunities from this pair. So if we look for the other brothers, what are they doing? It's basically the same. Basically the same. So in this case, this one actually has perfect price action. How? This fair value gap has not been tested yet. So one thing that I know for sure, we are going to have taking out these lows, tapping into this fair value gap, then it pushes to the upside. So I'm looking to short here again. But if you'd ask me, which one would I trade, NASDAQ or S&P? I would say S&P, because why? NASDAQ is already tested this fair value gap. So we wouldn't know how often is it going to drop. But if you look at S&P 500, the fair value gap has not been tested yet. So definitely want to see price taking out these previous lows, tapping into this fair value gap, then it pushes to the upside. So I would sell this. My bias is shorting this. And if I'm bearish, my entries obviously power of three based on sessions, London Q zone, New York Q zone. But as for me, during the day, I'm not really available. So I would look for New York Q zone opportunities. What is the other brother doing? Dow Jones. Same thing from the previous week closing. We have, let's remove these. From the previous week candlestick, past like the last three candlesticks, we have this fair value gap, not that big, but then we have drawn liquidity. These are drawn liquidity right there. So I want to see price taking out previous week low, tapping into this fair value gap, then it comes to claim this high, this high right there, and this high. So maybe this week we're going to see a bearish bias. Then once sell side liquidity has been raided and price has tested or rebalanced this imbalance right there, and then start to see price pushing to the upside. So if it happens that fast, if we have enough volatility like this candlestick, we might see a candlestick pushing to the downside first, then pushes to the upside. But either way, whatever is going to happen, my initial bias is bearish, then we go bullish. So then if we look at the dollar index, what is happening? This is actually interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting. So we have a fair value gap right there. We have break of structure right there. So break of structure came back, tested this fair value gap, pushed to the upside, came down. Why did price fail to continue to push to the downside? This this swing low becomes an intermediate term low, which is a protected low. So price would not come to take out these lows. So what is price going to do? We already have price moving between. If price was going to move from this low, where would be our drawn liquidity? This would be our drawn liquidity, which is yet to be tested. So if it is yet to be tested, we want to see price continuing to push to the downside. So how is it going to happen? We have previous week low right there. So whatever was happening, like during the intraday charts, like from H1 going down, if there's any form of fair value gap from this leg, it would be our draw on liquidity. It would be our PDRA, that fair value gap. So what to see price pushing down, then it pushes up. So since we are heavily bullish, what does that mean? For Euro, USD, and gold, we would anticipate to sell. So what is gold doing? What is gold doing? Interesting. Buy side liquidity has been taken out. We have sell side liquidity that has not been taken out. Overall, we know that gold has been pushing to the upside for a very long time, claiming those all-time highs. But in this instance, sell-side liquidity has been taken out, but we have buy side, I mean, then we have sell side that is yet to be taken out. So we want to see price moving to the downside, which is negative correlation with our dollar index. We want to see price going to the downside, takes out the sell side liquidity, then it pushes to the upside. So as of this week, I would look to short gold. We have almost 90 seconds left. One thing that I want to say in my closing remarks, back to that. What I was doing right now, it might not happen. It's forecasting. We are anticipating what price may do. The perfect way to be profitable from this is to use our entry models. I think a better part of last year, I was teaching you guys how to enter trades based on power of three, the buy models, power of three mainly, because the buy model and the sell model is almost the same. So if you don't see perfect price action indicating that you should buy based on our step number 5 on our trading plan, don't enter trades. So I'll be giving you hints during the week. We have less than a minute. I wish you a very profitable week. If you have questions, just shoot them on WhatsApp. Our group is now private, but you can send me questions to my DM. I promise to answer when I can.